Catherine O'Hara's impact has never depended on spectacle, headlines, or dramatic narratives. Her legacy lives in the quiet, enduring presence she built on screen, one grounded in emotional truth rather than excess. For more than 4 decades, she gave audiences permission to laugh at life's messiness while still honoring its tenderness. She wasn't simply a performer who chased attention, she was a storyteller who understood how deeply people needed connection. Her characters stayed with us because they felt human, not heroic, flawed, but sincere. That rare balance turned her work into something comforting and timeless. Whether audiences discovered her through holiday rituals, late-night reruns, or acclaimed series later in her career, the effect was the same. She felt familiar, almost familial. In an industry that often prizes novelty over depth, Catherine O'Hara became a constant, proving that authenticity, when nurtured carefully, can outlast trends, generations, and even time itself. Humor as a lifeline. Born into a lively household in Toronto, Catherine O'Hara learned early that humor was more than entertainment. It was communication, defense, and connection all at once. In a family filled with strong personalities, wit became a way to be seen and heard. That environment sharpened her instincts and taught her how to read people quickly, a skill that would later define her comedic brilliance. She didn't use humor to dominate a room, but to harmonize with it. This foundation carried her into the demanding world of improvisational comedy, where adaptability mattered more than ego. There, she refined a style that blended generosity with precision. Her comedy never pushed others aside. It elevated scenes as a whole. That approach made her indispensable and deeply respected. Long before fame arrived, she had already mastered the art of listening, responding, and transforming chaos into something meaningful and shared. Finding strength in craft. The early years of Catherine O'Hara's career were shaped by environments that demanded excellence without offering guarantees. Improvisational comedy required confidence, resilience, and an unshakable commitment to the moment. She stood shoulder to shoulder with future legends, not as an accessory, but as a creative equal. What set her apart was discipline. Comedy in her hands was never accidental. Each choice was intentional, every pause deliberate. She believed laughter carried responsibility, that it could heal as much as it could entertain. This respect for the craft earned her trust among collaborators and audiences alike. She never relied on shortcuts or familiarity. Instead, she disappeared into her characters so fully that the performer vanished behind the role. That selflessness created performances that felt complete and immersive. Her strength was quiet, but unwavering, built on preparation, humility, and an enduring love for the work itself. Becoming a cultural constant. When Catherine O'Hara stepped into the role of a frantic yet loving mother in a holiday classic, she unknowingly became part of a shared cultural memory. That performance transcended the screen, embedding itself into seasonal traditions across the world. Families didn't just watch her, they welcomed her. Year after year, her presence brought reassurance, laughter, and warmth. What made the role endure wasn't volume or exaggeration, but sincerity. She captured parental panic and devotion with honesty, allowing audiences to recognize themselves. This ability to anchor heightened situations in emotional truth became her signature. Over time, her characters evolved, but that grounding remained constant. She wasn't chasing iconic moments. She was building trust. That trust turned her into a symbol of comfort, someone viewers returned to not out of habit, but out of affection. Few performers achieve that level of emotional permanence. Precision behind the laughter. Although her performances appeared effortless, Catherine O'Hara approached comedy with intense focus and care. She was known for her meticulous attention to detail, refining every expression until it felt honest. This commitment stemmed not from perfectionism for its own sake, but from respect for the audience. She believed laughter deserved intention. That belief sometimes came with self-doubt, a quiet questioning that pushed her to work harder rather than settle. Instead of relying on reputation, she treated every role as a new challenge. This mindset kept her work fresh across decades. Colleagues often described her preparation as exacting yet generous, never overshadowing others, always serving the story. The result was consistency without stagnation. Audiences sensed that effort, even if they couldn't name it. It's why her humor resonated so deeply. Beneath the laughter was craftsmanship, patience, and a deep understanding of emotional rhythm. Reinvention with integrity. Later in her career, Catherine O'Hara demonstrated that reinvention doesn't require abandoning authenticity when she introduced audiences to one of her most flamboyant and celebrated characters. It felt natural rather than calculated. The performance was bold, theatrical, and unforgettable, yet anchored by emotional sincerity. She wasn't parodying excess. She was exploring it with empathy. This role reminded audiences that creativity matures rather than fades. Recognition followed, but it never felt like a comeback engineered for relevance. Instead, it was the culmination of decades of discipline and trust in her instincts. She proved that experience deepens artistry, allowing performers to take risks without losing grounding. This chapter of her career inspired countless artists, especially women, showing that longevity is possible without compromise. Reinvention, in her case, wasn't reinvention at all. It was revelation, revealing layers that had always been there, waiting for the right moment. Choosing privacy over noise. In an industry driven by visibility, Catherine O'Hara treated privacy as an essential form of balance. She drew firm lines between her professional and personal worlds, not to appear distant, but to remain whole. This choice protected her relationships and preserved her energy. She rarely engaged with gossip or spectacle, allowing her work to speak instead. That restraint was quietly powerful. By refusing constant exposure, she resisted the pressure to turn life into performance. Colleagues often described her as present and grounded, qualities strengthened by that protected space. Privacy wasn't avoidance, it was intention. It allowed her to show up fully when it mattered most. In doing so, she modeled a healthier way to exist within fame, one that values sustainability over saturation. Her silence, often misunderstood, was not emptiness. It was a deliberate choice to live beyond the noise, anchored in clarity and self-respect. The emotional cost of joy. Being associated with joy carries an invisible weight. Audiences expect warmth, energy, and reassurance, often forgetting the labor behind it. Catherine O'Hara understood this responsibility deeply. She gave laughter generously but never carelessly. Each performance required emotional presence, stamina, and vulnerability. Over time, that giving becomes demanding, even when deeply fulfilling. She managed this balance through intention, choosing projects thoughtfully and honoring her limits. Her joy wasn't endless, it was cultivated. This awareness invites a broader reflection on how we consume art. Behind every comforting performance is a human being navigating fatigue, doubt, and responsibility. Recognizing that doesn't diminish the joy, it honors it. Catherine O'Hara's career encourages empathy for creators, reminding us that laughter is not a free resource, but a gift shaped by effort, care, and sacrifice. Appreciating that truth deepens our connection to the art itself, a legacy that teaches us to look closer. Catherine O'Hara's story is not defined by endings, but by presence. Her legacy lives in the way her work continues to comfort, inspire, and connect people across generations. She showed that comedy can be intelligent without cruelty, bold without emptiness, and lasting without noise. More importantly, she demonstrated that artists are human first. Her journey invites us to look closer, to listen more carefully, and to value the people behind the performances we love. In celebrating her work, we are reminded to extend empathy beyond the screen, to recognize quiet strength, and to appreciate consistency as a form of courage. Her influence extends beyond characters and accolades. It lives in the standards she set and the humanity she protected. Catherine O'Hara's legacy is a call to gratitude, not only for laughter given, but for the care, discipline, and grace that made it possible.